And provocations from Pyongyang prompted an emergency meeting of South Korea's National Security Council, and the launch may have crossed President Moon Jae-in's yet-to-be-defined red line as he appears to be shifting away from his policy of engagement and putting more weight on the pressure part of his North Korea policy vision. Connyoung reports.
South Korea made the first move, offering dialogue with North Korea, not once, not twice, but 3 times. After days of silence, North Korea replied with a missile launch, one that experts view as having employed the most advanced intercontinental ballistic missile technology to date. After weeks of trying the new South Korean president's patience, North Korea's Jong-un has finally hit President Moon's nerve, leading the new liberal government in Seoul to prioritize tougher action against Pyongyang over diplomatic engagement. Shifting from his pro-dialogue policy towards the north, President Moon Jae-in made crystal clear that such bad behavior by North Korea will be tolerated no more, as he presided over an emergency meeting of his National Security Council within hours of the missile launch. The new commander-in-chief ordered his military to conduct joint ballistic missile tests with the U.S., deploy the launchers of the U.S. THAAD missile defense system currently tucked away at a U.S. military base, and consult with Washington on.
South Korea and the U.S. have agreed to open negotiations for the revision of our two countries' bilateral ballistic missile guidelines. Shortly after the National Security Council meeting early Saturday morning, President Moon Jae-in ordered immediate action so that the talks could get underway as soon as possible.
Under an agreement written in 1979 but revised in 2001 and 2012, South Korea is limited in the capabilities it can pursue with its own missile program. The guidelines limit South Korean ballistic missiles with a range of 800 kilometers to carrying a half-ton payload, but the Moon administration is now seeking to double that to 1 ton. President Moon Jae-in noted that the latest missile test by North Korea could be a game changer, one that could bring about a fundamental change to the security landscape in Northeast Asia. Now, based on this belief, the liberal leader appears to have begun revising the big framework on his North Korea policy. Mr. Moon is keeping all available options on the table as the possible confirmation of this missile as an ICBM could mark a critical point in defining Mr. Moon's red line. Reporting from the Blue House, Connyoung, Arirang News.
Meanwhile, President Moon Jae-in and First Lady Kim Jong-suk left Seoul for their first summer vacation since taking office. They chose Korea's alpine resort town of Pyeongchang, the host city of the 2018 Winter Olympic Games, where they took a tour of the Olympic Stadium set for completion this September. The first couple will spend the next week in Pyeongchang and southeastern coast, so Chine, before returning home on Saturday.